Hi, I'm Medea Khan with Toronto Condo Investments. I'm here today at Greywood Development's new sales center at Centricity Condos, right in the heart of downtown Toronto at Church Dundas. We're going to learn more about Centricity Condos, Greywood Developments, and why now is the right time to purchase in Toronto. With me here today is Alan, Sales Manager at Greywood Developments. Hey, Alan.
Hey, Medea, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
Well, excited to be here downtown Toronto. Always great to start selling again in Toronto. Lots happening in the city. Alan, can you tell us more about the growth in Toronto and specifically in this area at Church and Dundas?
Absolutely. Right here, being at the corner of Church and Dundas, we're in the middle of the Yonge Church corridor, and this is a location that's poised for immense growth. I mean, if you come down here and you see what's happening in this intersection alone, all the major developers have already started to invest and develop here, right? So there's going to be really a rapid acceleration of the revitalization of this neighborhood, and you're going to be right in the center of all of that. And that's a great thing because you don't want to be the only building in a neighborhood. You're not the first, the last building here in the last 10 or 20 years. There's going to be continued growth, continued development, and that's going to drive the value of this location.
It's great. So much happening, just this little intersection here. So we know rental rates have increased rapidly in the past year, record-breaking rents. What does that mean for investors and buyers at Centricity Condos?
Well, in the entire GTA, the rental rates have been going up, but mostly the highest increases have been happening in the downtown core. We're closing in on $5 per square foot, and that is almost $1 higher than any other submarket, including North York and Midtown. And there's a reason for that. There's a demand to be here in downtown. Now, we don't have to get into details about the immigration numbers, but what we do know is, as a new immigrant coming into the city, you're going to need a place, to familiarize yourself with the city. And what better place than being right in the heart of downtown, where you're close to the best schools, the best healthcare, and the best jobs. And also, in addition to that, we have people returning to work, we have students returning to school, and they're all going to want to be right here in the center of it all.
So Centriverse.
That's right, the Centriverse.
I like that tagline, it's cute. So you just touched upon that a little bit, but what does it actually mean for the residents of Centricity Condos to be in this location, connected to everything?
That's a great kind of segue into the Centriverse. So the Centriverse means being in the center of everything, having access to all the amenities you need, everything you need all at once within a short walk or a bike ride away. We've got a perfect walk, bike, and transit corridor here at Centricity. So everything you need, you're a few minutes away from the financial district, you're a few minutes away from the hospital network, you can get to Union Station in under 15 minutes. Everything you need is going to be right here at your doorstep. And this is really a great example of being able to develop in a location where all these amenities already exist. It's not a proposed subway that might be coming, right? That nothing is going to be, everything's already here, that it's not going to go away. Right? And there's definitely going to be a huge demand to be right here in the center of it all. And we can see the story. We've seen it happen, in the outer 416, where other development sites need to build a story around, transit connectivity and how many minutes it takes to get downtown. Well, we're right here. We're in the center of downtown Toronto.
So it's like tried, tested, and true, right? And you can live, work, and play right here in the city at Church and Dundas. Now, I'd like to spend a little bit of time talking about Greywood Development. So it's critical for investors and buyers to know that you have to invest with the right builder. So tell us more about Greywood's past and why Greywood is the trusted builder to invest with.
That's a really good question. I mean, we hit all the key elements for the right investment. And number one is the builder reputation, especially in this market. We've seen a lot of new builders kind of come out of the woodwork in the last couple of years, but what's their track record? What's their history, right? But here at Greywood Developments, we've been doing this for nearly 40 years. We've already delivered more than 31,000 units and currently have over 6,000 units in various levels of development. So we're not a one-time builder. We've already proven ourselves. We always do what we say we're going to do. And if you drive around downtown Toronto, you can see several of our buildings. For example, one of the most famous ones that you already know about is the Ritz-Carlton.
That's right.
That's a Greywood development. Under construction right now, taking occupancy later this year, Peter and Adelaide. And we also have Jack Condos just up the street, The Good over at the Distillery. All of those are currently under construction. You can actually see it and feel it, what we're doing right now.
That's incredible, and it's really important to invest with a builder that's reputable and experienced. We can't not talk about the interest rates. It's a hot topic in real estate conversations these days, 8 times in over a year's span. So, Alan, what's your perspective on buying in this economic condition?
Well, the first thing you got to look at is when you're buying a pre-construction condo, you're not buying into the current interest rate environment.
Right.
We're talking occupancy 4 years from now. So things are going to be different. But another important thing we need to talk about is how do we steer that narrative? I mean, we shouldn't even be talking about it this way because, the narrative is that interest rates are high, but in fact, they're not high. This isn't the 80s with
Right.
double-digit interest rates. So
We've been spoiled.
We've been spoiled,
Yeah.
exactly. So even where we are now, it's not considered high. I was looking at some of the rates. We saw a 5-year fixed rate for under 4.5%. That's not high by any means. We're never going back to that, 2%, the free money. That's not coming
Right.
back, right? That's not gonna happen. But where we are right now still makes a lot of sense. And we're seeing it happen every day. Savvy investors are still buying. They're like buying real estate as part of their investment strategy. It's still happening, particularly in a prime location like where we are, right in the middle of downtown, AAA location. Buyers are still there. Obviously, granted, with the increase in interest rates, the rapid increase, a lot of buyers have lost a bit of purchasing power, right? And those are the buyers on the margins, but we can see the savvy, experienced investors are still buying. And you've heard the saying, you got to be fearful when others are greedy, and be
Right.
greedy when others are fearful. And the media has done a great job in creating that fear.
Right.
Well, it's to help combat inflation, obviously, but now is a great time to buy because in a few years from now, you're going to look back and realize that was an opportunity that I missed.
Because the fundamentals of Toronto are still strong, right? Like we've got a
Absolutely.
supply issue and we've got increased demand. from what
Exactly,
you-
and that's not changing.
Right. Well, great. Thank you, Alan. This was informative. For more information on Centricity Condos or prices and plans, please connect with me.